There are those of us who make our livelihood when people gather en masse. Those of us who share that which we have created with anyone willing to occupy the same space. Ordinary stages, rooms, and terrains become sacred when artist and audience agree to meet somewhere in the middle in hopes that all will leave this place altered and for the better. There are those of us who make our livelihood when people gather en masse. Those of us who live to astonish those who live for the live, for the thrill of the I was there bragging rights where one can't wait to go ooh at the sight of a grand slam, 3-point game-winning buzzer beater, first round knockout, hat trick, goal! Flying elbow off the top turnbuckle, game, set, match, Hail Mary touchdown, hole in one, record-breaking final lap photo finish because draw, lose, or win, we are in it together. There are those of us who make our livelihood when people gather en masse, those first to arrive and last to leave, the carriers and cultivators of scholarship and ologies, entrusted with passing down the knowledge they've acquired in order to feed hungry minds with the know-how to not only hold a pencil but to think for themselves. Those often undermentioned, underappreciated, and underpaid, but still charged with tending to the gardens of our future. Oh, there are those of us who make our livelihood when people habitually and ritually gather en masse. Those of us who deliver words from on high and touch and agree and know where 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am with them, and one can feel spirit. Holy and know that grace is real because faith tells them their hands have been washed of last week's sins simply by coming as they are into this sanctuary. And so the only thing left to do is make a joyful noise, because if nothing else, the Quran, Torah, and Bible agree we have always been salvaged through plagues. There are those of us who make our livelihood when people gather en masse, but our time has been cut short. Or maybe just measured. Or perhaps it's patiently waiting for us to recognize how much time we've been wasting outside of ourselves, for we agree touching isn't for the best, at least not at this moment, for there is too much to be salvaged and this life is not everlasting. Those of us who make our livelihood when people gather en masse know the power of contagiousness. How thriving is knowing you've reached tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, and infected them with little pieces of replicated you. Knowing that something spoken, sung, danced, or played has wormed its way into open hearts and minds and caused a little good trouble and or inspired reconsideration, shared communally and communicably with those who love/live to gather en masse. So that is what we must do with this time. Gather our thoughts and our ideas and our words and our hearts. Gather our odds and our ends and our gods and our sins and all of our once lost senses of self. Those things we've become immune to, tuned out for one reason or a million, so that we can soon build up and in unity. So take heart, those of us who gather en masse, and let not this time be taken in vain. Take time to mourn our losses and celebrate our gains. And fear not, but we will gather again.